countdown for blast off. X minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire.
Welcome to Lord Blood-Rah's Wrackin Theater.
My lords and ladies, geeks, geekarellas, geekulas, and geekaritas, I am Lord Blood-Rah, and this is Lord Blood-Rah's Wrackin Theater. And tonight, we have one for you from one of the greatest actors in the annals of horror filmdom, Mr. Bela Lugosi. The very embodiment of Dracula, King of the Vampires, here a bit sadder and shaggier, as Dr. James Brewster, a mad scientist who cuts out the middleman and experiments on himself, with the result being very bad posture and a lifetime of bad hair days. Tonight, it's the 1943 Poverty Row Camp Fest, the Ape Man. And of course, we'll have our usual grab bag of the unusual, another threat from Gore Drizzle the Unkind, and much, much more. But now, without further ado, I give to you a mad scientist who experiments with his simian side. Here is the Ape Man.
Why do these boats always have to dock in the cold gray door?
Yeah, there ought to be a law making them stay out there till after breakfast anyway.
Don't worry, Barney. After today, you'll be shooting that one-eyed monster of yours for Uncle Sam. Yeah, and you'll be seeing plenty of cold gray dawns then, brother.
And you'll find out that the signal corps, there's a lot of other things besides call signals.
After 10 years in this racket, it'll be a vacation.
A simple soul, isn't he, boys?
Yeah.
Woo!
Well, what do you think of that? Sounds fishy to me. You're Dr. Randall, no?
Yes?
You're here to meet Agatha Brewster, aren't you?
Well,
I thought so. You're Carter of the Globe Tribune, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Say, there's a woman on that boat with the name of Agatha Brewster.
Yeah? What about her?
Ghost hunter. She's a sister of that missing Dr. Brewster. Good story. A great story. It's a pip.
Hey, what gives, Jeff?
Trying to sell you bootleg gas?
I don't know, screwball, I guess.
That's her over there with the fur piece.
Agatha, I'm awfully glad you're here. Come on, Bonnie.
George, it's terrible. What happened?
Miss Brewster,
Yes.
I'm from the Globe Tribune.
Well,
Miss Brewster's too upset over her brother to give an interview right now.
yes, all the time.
Oh, well, may we have a picture? Go ahead, Bonnie.
A pretty smile now.
Smile.
Oh, excuse me.
Thanks. About that interview, when may I see you?
Oh, some other day, the next week.
Where? Miss Brewster will phone you.
Don't let her give you the brush off. It's a great story.
Hey, what is this, anyway?
Tuesday.
That's all right. If you'd only have listened to me, all this wouldn't have happened.
But what about the police? Haven't they been able to trace him?
Fortunately, no.
Fortunate.
Yes, very fortunate. Agatha Jim isn't lost, except to this world. He's hidden away at Springdale in the old mansion. He'd be better off in the family cemetery plot.
George.
I'm sorry, but it's true.
But what?
6 months ago, we made an astounding discovery. It was so far in advance of anything that's been done to date that Jim decided to be the guinea pig for this experiment himself. I tried to talk him out of it, but you know how stubborn he is when he gets an idea in his head. We made the experiment, and unfortunately, it was a great success. So great, in fact, that we've been unable to counteract the results. And Jim, he's
still alive, isn't he?
Yes.
And the story of his disappearance was a fake?
Yes, I put that out to cover the whole affair up so that if the worst comes to the worst, it'll save him a great deal of unpleasant notoriety.
George, what does he...
Prepare yourself for a great shock, Agatha. It's frightful.
Where is he?
private. You shouldn't have brought her here. Stop shaking, Agatha. I won't hurt you.
Oh, you poor boy. Oh.
Open the door. Get back here! Close the door! What a mess I made of things. Look.
James.
Mike!
Oh, cheer up, Dr. Brewster. After all, you are following in a great movie tradition. Mad scientists who have experimented on themselves. You find yourself in great company. There's Dr. Jekyll of Mr. Hyde fame. There's Dr. Griffin, of course, the Invisible Man. Dr. Xavier, the man with the X-ray eyes. And of course, Andre Delambre, who became the Fly. All great men who were willing to risk their lives, sanity, and good looks for the sake of mad science. Of course, it never ends well with them. You know, it's like Dr. Jekyll ended up dead, and Griffin and Dr. Xavier went totally insane, and of course, Andre Delambre, got crushed in that hydraulic press thing. So, but still, cheer up, Dr. Brewster. You're following in a great movie tradition. Movie apes. There's King Kong and Mighty Joe Young and Son of Kong, Conga, that gorilla that had the bride in Bride of Gorilla. Is this helping?
Welcome to a night of total terror. Night of the living dead, the dead who live on living flesh. The dead whose haunted souls hunt the living whose bodies are the only food for these ungodly creatures. Night of the living dead. A bizarre adventure in fear. An experience in shock, more shattering than your strangest nightmare. Night of the living dead. A night with the dead who cannot die. A night of total terror. terror. Night. Of the living dead.
That it could happen in America. That it could happen now. That it could ever happen to me. Another murder tonight. At Watergate. My apartment.
You must issue the order that he be taken alive.
The moon hasn't risen yet. Put a guard on me.
We now return to the Ape Man as our intrepid reporter, Carter of the Globe Tribune, is sent on the assignment of his life to interview our sad simian scientist's spirit-seeking sister. Say that 3 times fast.
Yeah?
How are you coming with that ghost yarn?
I couldn't get a thing out of her at the boat. Now I'm going through the morgue. Boy, is she a screwy dame.
I don't want that junk. I want a personal interview. And get me some more pictures. Good one. Barney's smell. I'm sending someone down to replace him. Name's Billy Mason.
Okay, Chiefy.
Now hop to it. And don't call me Chiefy.
Okay, Chiefy.
Going into the Army has sure done something to Barney. Looks more like a ghost than a ghost hunter to me. Now, just what could have happened to get such a piece of tripe?
Well, it's out of focus. It's underexposed and overdeveloped. And besides, there are 2 pictures on the same negative.
Is that all?
Yes.
Yes, sir? Take Miss Mason down to Carter. She's taking Barney's place. Yes, sir?
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Martin, for giving me the break. I'm sure I can...
Ah, forget it. But remember, I'll be satisfied with just 1 picture on each negative.
I'll do the very best I can.
Carter?
Billy Mason.
Okay, sit down, take the load off your feet. I'll be with you in a minute. Opening night. What went by when I wasn't looking?
see you know your perfume.
I know that one. In fact, I'll never forget it. Or the first girl I met that used it either.
Was she nice?
Yeah, but she lied to me.
So?
She told me her boyfriend was in boot camp. Hey. Okay, Mason, let's go. Mason!
I'm Billy Mason.
Huh?
I said I'm Billy Mason. I'm taking Barney's place, whoever he is.
Well, why didn't you say so? Come on, let's go.
Where are we going, if I may ask?
To Springdale, the old Brewster home. We'll interview a screwy old dame and get some pictures. Good pictures, I hope.
Why the I hope? A good reporter generally gets an interview.
Not worried about the interview. It's the pictures I'm worried about.
Oh, I get it. Well, listen, Mr. Brisbane. You take care of your end of it and don't worry about mine. My pictures will be as good as your interview, and maybe a little bit better.
Cocky little wench, aren't you?
Well, I've had to hold my own against 4 brothers all my life. I guess I can handle a 4F like you.
4F? And what gives you the idea I'm in 4F?
Well, I can't think of any other good reason you're not in uniform.
Listen, baby, you're looking smack dab at a 14-carat 1A. No dependents, physically perfect, with a personal letter in his pocket from the president. 30 days from now, I'll be Jefferson B. Carter, Seaman 3rd class.
Oh.
Oh, yes. 30 days has September, April, June, and Jefferson B. Carter.
Well, I'll take back the part of it about 4F, but the rest of it still stands.
Which makes me wish I was in the Navy right now.
That makes 2 of us. All right, sailor, shove off.
What I've gone through in the last 3 months. Sometimes I'm perfectly normal, mentally. I sit for hours and hours, looking in a mirror, hoping and praying for the slightest sign of my physical change. But it doesn't come. Then I feel myself going back to the animal instinct. I try to fight it. I try to fight it with all my willpower. And when I feel I can't lick it, I lock myself in there with him, fearing that I might do something terrible. No, I can't stand it any longer. I can't stand it. Randall must help me. He must do what I am asking him.
What did you ask him to do, James, that he refused?
I must have human spinal fluid injected into me. It's my only chance. Randall and I both agreed to it. It's the only way to counteract the ape fluid injections. But he won't do it. He won't
Please, James, please. I'll talk to George. I know he'll do anything to save you. I'll ask him.
No, he won't. I pleaded and begged.
James tells me you refuse to help him any further.
Did he tell you why?
No.
Then I'll tell you. I'd have to commit murder to do it.
Murder?
Yes, cold-blooded murder. You see, this spinal fluid, it might cure him. And there's a great possibility it wouldn't. It's just a chance, you know. That fluid must be taken from a living person. And the taking of it means instant death.
Oh.
Well, I must say the house matches the old girl to a T.
What do you mean?
She's a ghost hunter.
Did you say ghost?
Yeah. Ever see any?
Don't be silly.
Well, she has. No kidding. She's written books about them. She's been all over the world poking around in cemeteries and haunted houses. She just got back from a cook's tour of haunted castles in Europe. Come on, let's go.
Oh, get my pen.
That's your job.
Oh, shut up! Stop that, you partner! Shut up!
Well, here's a chance for you to photograph a ghost.
Very funny. Very funny.
So, it seems our sad simian scientist is seeking a syringe full of human spinal fluid to solve his shaggy situation. But suddenly spying on the screen of his surveillance system, the shutter-snapping sister, alongside the surly reporter. I got nothing, I'm done. So let's see some silly sods try to solicit your simoleons. Hey!
Here in this primitive river-bottom wilderness in southern Arkansas, along with deer, duck, crane, and beaver, lurks a creature that walks upright. Whether it is a man, a monster, or a myth, no one really knows. What we do know is the people around Fouke, Arkansas say they have seen such a creature nearly 250 times since 1954. And that this creature, whatever it is, emits one of the most terrifying sounds ever recorded. Legend of Boggy Creek, rated G.
before. But outside of an atomic blast, the military won't be able to stop that thing.
A giant killer mutant spider the size of a grain silo is heading this way, and if you're in his path, it's going to eat you. Oh, nuts.
Humans! I, Drizzle, the unkind, ruler and destroyer of your pitiful planet, in just a few short million years from now, command you to prepare for my imminent arrival. First, by evolving tentacles and mucus sacs, as I have previously commanded, and secondly, by emptying the body of water you designate as Crippled Deer Lake in Itasca County, Minnesota, and filling it with low-fat, guava-flavored Greek yogurt. Don't ask why! Just do it! My personal life is none of your business. As if you fool humans can even comprehend what I plan to do in all that thick, creamy, guava-flavored yogurt. Don't judge me! Who are you to judge me? You are fool humans, that's what you are. Remember that. So tentacles and mucus sacs and lake-crippled deer filled with low-fat, guava-flavored Greek yogurt. More demands as I think of them. You have 12 million years, fool humans. Get to work and quake in fear, fool humans. Quake in fear.
Better see who it is. It may allay any suspicions those screams aroused. Jim has probably seen who it is in the televisor. He won't give himself away.
Hello. You remember me? From the boat? Jeff Carter?
Oh, yes.
This is Billy Mason. I brought her along to get some more pictures. The others were they weren't good.
Well, I'm afraid it's too dark in here for pictures.
Oh, no, it'll be perfectly okay.
Oh, sure it's okay. She makes pictures in tunnels. Don't
All
you?
right. Come in.
I'll be going, Miss Brewster. Just keep on with the prescription I gave you.
I will, Doctor. Won't you come into the library?
If you don't mind, Miss Brewster, I'd like to know a little more about your work, your books, etc. I think our readers would be interested.
Oh, certainly. Won't you sit down?
Thanks.
I hope you'll pardon the appearance of this room, but I don't dare change a thing. The entities that haunt this house would not appear. They despise improvement. Cling only to the old familiar surroundings.
Do you mean this house is really haunted?
Certainly, child. All houses are haunted. All persons are haunted. Throngs of spirits follow us everywhere. We are never alone. This room is crowded right now.
I don't see anything.
Oh, you can't see them. Any more than you can see the wind. but they can destroy you if sufficiently enraged. Most spirits are honest, gentle, and kind, and only want to bring happiness to humans. But a few are evil, and having been wicked in life, are wicked in death, and only haunt the scenes of desperate crimes, reveling in murder.
That must have been the one we heard when we drove up, huh?
Yes. You heard it? Was it here? Right here? Oh, no, that's one I brought from Scotland on a phonograph record.
No kidding. I thought I heard everything.
Would you like to hear it?
Well, what can we lose?
In Scotland is known as the Galloping Ghost of Glenraven. Does it bother you, child?
Oh, no. I just won't sleep all night, that's all.
Suppose we get the picture before Miss Mason passes out, huh?
Certainly.
Now, listen, Miss Brewster, you stand right over here by the phonograph, and you hold this record. Only like that. Oh, beautiful. All right, honey, come on. Get yourself together. Huh? Thanks very much, Miss Brewster.
Oh, just a moment. One more. Seated, please.
Oh, yes. Do you mind? Remember, you sit down. I'll take the Galloping Ghost. Now, you sit there and try and give me a pose like you were hunting for a ghost. That's it. Get it. That was very kind of you, Miss Brewster. I'll send you a couple of those pictures of it. You look great. Come on, honey. Let's go. I'll send you a copy of the article. I might want to check with you later. May I come out again?
I guess so. But please phone me first.
Oh, certainly.
Thank you very much.
Well, goodbye.
James, are you mad to come up here?
What did Randall say?
He will not be a party to a murder.
He's going to let me go through life like this. I told you he wouldn't help me. I told you.
Hey!
Huh?
Are you going to town?
Yeah.
Fine. Go right ahead.
That couldn't be the Galloping Ghost himself, could it?
Even if I felt all right, that wouldn't get a laugh out of me. All right, let's go. If you've got any gas.
I don't know, it's hard to describe, but I've never seen anything like it in my life.
An inhabitant of a far distant galaxy crash lands his spaceship on Earth, only to be pursued by a band of thrill-seeking rednecks. But soon, the hunters become the hunted.
What we're going to be hunting out there, some kind of creature.
I saw my father take the spaceman's gun, and there's no telling what he'll do. Michael, we've got to get those things back to the spaceman.
Galaxy Invader. He's no E.T.
Bound by no earthly law, possessing weird and enormous powers, these strange teenagers from outer space invade the Earth and prepare to possess its women. Nothing can stop their deadly advance. Earthmen are no match for their superhuman powers. They blast the flesh off humans. A moment before, she was a beautiful young girl. Now, she's a skeleton.
It's Lord Blood-Rah's Tremulous Trailers.
Ah, yes, my lords and ladies, Tremulous Trailers. It is here that we have a look at coming attractions for attractions past. And tonight we have 2 trailers for you featuring those famous go-to monsters of early filmdom, those dark, man-like creatures lurking in the deep jungles, the gorillas. First up we have The White Gorilla, a film cobbled together from jungle scenes from an earlier silent film and a few random bits of weirdness shot over 3 days. And then we have a trailer for you from another Bela Lugosi film. Sadly for Mr. Lugosi, Bela Lugosi Meets a Brooklyn Gorilla, a film which features a comedy team which will look very, very familiar, but aren't who you think they are. Roll the trailers.
The gorilla. There it is.
Away. He came at me. Closer and closer. When he jumped me, I thought it was the end.
Okay, banga banga.
Since when do you talk a native language?
I just started today.
Well, what do you say?
What do you say? I don't even know what I said.
Do I, baby? Of course I do. Duke Mitchell and Sammy Petrillo turn an island paradise into the zaniest madhouse in the 7 seas. Charlita puts a gleam in Duke Mitchell's eyes. Your smile only added life to your masquerade. Muriel Landers puts the whammy on Sammy.
Sammy! Run for your life! Go on, get out of here. Run for your life.
Ramona, the romantic chimp, takes off on a romantic chase of her own.
Strange. But interesting.
Really think so? What a charming compliment.
Bela Lugosi finds the perfect subject to turn a gorilla into a goof, and versa versa.
Look, what are you trying to tell me? I don't understand a word. What am I, dumb or something? Don't answer that. Now look, Duke Mitchell, I'm running this game, you understand? And don't talk back. Yeah, now put it on, because we got to get out that door.
Well, lords and ladies, a little bit more information on that second trailer I played for you for Bela Lugosi Meets a Brooklyn Gorilla. Now, of course, that was not Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis in that film, but Duke Mitchell and Sammy Petrillo doing their best Martin and Lewis imitation. In fact, their imitation was so good that Jerry Lewis sued them for stealing his act. And now we return to the Ape Man as our intrepid news hounds become suspicious of the Brewster household.
What a lot of hooey. The galloping ghost, huh? I wonder who she thinks she's kidding.
Meaning what?
Did that record sound like the noise we heard when we drove up?
Come to think of it, no.
Darn right. Well, there's something screwy about the whole thing. I feel it in my bones.
Maybe it's rheumatism.
Yeah.
I might have known. After all these years of cooperation, leaving me to die like this, but you won't get away with it.
Oh, please, James, something will.
Oh, leave me alone. Go on, get upstairs. I want to think.
Oh.
Get out, or...
Oh, all right, James.
Are you completely insane? How did you get here?
Perhaps our experiment has taught me new tricks. Are you alone?
No, my butler is somewhere around. Why did you take such a chance?
I had to, George. I had to. I'm desperate. You must help me. Get me that fluid.
Do you realize what you're asking me to do? Murder.
Oh, call it what you like. Call it what you like. But I must have that fluid. It's my life against somebody else's. And I don't want to live the rest of my life this way. And I won't.
Yes?
Someone from police headquarters to see you, sir.
All right. Ask him to wait in the library. I'll be right there.
Very good, sir.
Do you suppose anybody saw you come in here?
No, I'm sure not.
Stay right here. Don't take a chance on leaving.
Oh, the captain sent me over to get some more dope on that Brewster disappearance case.
But I've already told him all I know.
Well, there's a few things I'd like to check on.
Very well.
Claim the last time you saw him was Thursday, is that right?
Bring it up. I'm dead.
Weren't you? Huh? You were very closely associated with Dr. Brewster, weren't you?
Oh, yes.
Oh. Hello, Townsend.
Dr. Brewster.
Yes. Dr. Brewster. I see.
Perhaps I could drop in tomorrow sometime and...
Oh, there's just a few more things. What'll I get this down? Well, I guess that's all. Thanks a lot, Doc.
Not at all.
Oh, if you think of anything else in connection with Dr. Brewster, let us know. Looks like we sure can use a lot of help on this one.
All right, I will.
Okay. Goodbye.
Get me the police.
You've lost the urge to experiment.
Oh, every time you touch me, I go out of my mind.
brain kept alive by experimental science, by a man whose abnormal passions inspired him to try the impossible.
I brought her back. She'll live and I'll get her another body.
What of her soul? How can you make of her an experiment of horror?
His mad ambitions and desires threaten every woman possessing an attractive body. Girls whose measurements make them beauty contest participants. Professional figure models such as this. All are prey to his distorted desires.
What's locked behind that door?
Horror. No normal mind can imagine. Something even more terrible than you.
Horror has its ultimate, and I'm that.
Behind that door is the sum total of Dr. Courtney's mistakes.
He intends to kill somebody. To rob them of their body. We've got to stop him.
From Haiti, land of the voodoo, comes the most infamous cult of all. Bela Lugosi as Murder Legendre.
I see death.
Master of the undead damned. The sinister power behind the white zombie.
Zombies? Yes. They are my servants.
This soul killer takes men from their graves to be his slaves. His instruments of terror, and now this fiend plots to possess a woman.
Only a pinpoint, Monsieur Beaumont, in a glass of wine, or perhaps a flower.
Keep it, monsieur. Keep it. You may change your mind.
Not dead? Are you mad? I saw her die. The doctor signed a certificate. I saw them bury her.
Captive in the borderland between life and death. Her brain drained of the life spark. The white zombie obeys the unholy commands of her demon master. As mindless creatures carry out his cursed will, terror explodes in horror and heartquake.
Zombie! Allez, allez!
Never eyes so evil, never powers so potent, never magic so black. Bela Dracula Lugosi as the master of the white zombie.
These high school boys and girls are having a hop at the local soda fountain. Innocently, they dance. Innocent of a new and deadly menace lurking behind closed doors. Marijuana, the burning weed with its roots in hell. In this film, you will see the ease with which this vicious plant can be grown in your neighbor's yard, rolled into harmless-looking cigarettes, hidden in an innocent shoe or watch case.
If you want a good smoke, try one of these.
You will meet Bill, who once took pride in his strong will as he takes the first step toward enslavement.
Of course, if you're afraid.
Smoking the soul-destroying reefer, they find a moment's pleasure, but at a terrible price. debauchery, violence, murder, suicide, and the ultimate end of the marijuana addict. Hopeless insanity. See this important film now, before it is too late.
This story is about 10 rather close relations of ours who seem to get into almost exactly the same kind of trouble we do. All 10 of these jolly characters lived in the same neighborhood and were all good friends, generally speaking. Each of them had a bicycle, and each took care of his bicycle in exactly the way he took care of himself. One day they held a group think and decided to have a picnic in a little park just 9 blocks away. Now that doesn't sound far, but a lot can happen in 9 blocks, right? Well, sound off out there. I said right? Right. So, they all ran home and made themselves sandwiches. I know that doesn't sound too likely, but of course, human. Then they hurried back, all ready to go. Now, one of the 10 was a rather hungry type. His name was Slim Jim McGupney, and his picnic lunch was what you might call a portable banquet, right? Right. At last they were ready to go, and at a given signal, they went. Now this is Ruthie Toot Jasperson. He had the newest bike in the bunch, and he was as proud of it as he could be. He made it a point to get in the lead, and there he intended to stay. It would seem that Ruthie Toot was a slam-bang go-getter headed for big things in life, right? Right. But when you have to be first all the time, there are a few things you find you don't have time for. Such things as making hand signals. Oh, he knew very well that bike riders are supposed to signal just like auto drivers. Hand down for slow or stop. Hand up for right turn. Hand straight out for left turn. But pretty soon, he began to feel silly making so many signals to stay out in front. So he skipped one to rest his poor old tired arm. Just one signal, once. At this point, Ruthie Toot Jasperson left the party.
Did you have any callers tonight?
No one but one of your men.
Who was that?
I don't know. I didn't get his name. Came about the Brewster case.
When did you discover this?
Right after he left.
You mean this happened while the cop was in the house?
Evidently. Townsend admitted him.
Yeah? Where's Townsend now?
Right there.
Oh. How about it, Doc?
Strangulation. And by someone with terrific strength. By the looks of the marks on his throat.
Whoever did it sure needed a haircut.
Yeah, sure looks like it.
Hello. Say, isn't that the guy we saw at Brewster's?
It does look like him, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Here, those pictures.
Okay.
What's happened to him?
Just lost his butler by strangulation. Cops are trying to pin it on an ape. Can you tie that? Here. Well, I see you got something on the film anyway.
Now, listen, old man Ribber.
Uh-oh. Trying to pull a Barney, huh?
What do you mean?
2 pictures for the price of 1 again. Look at that.
Where?
Right there.
Well, I never saw that before.
What is it? How did it get there?
Looks like a gorilla to me.
A gorilla?
Yeah.
Don't if it don't. But what heading does that come under? Trick photography? Is it a gag?
No, I didn't do it. If it's in the picture, it was there when I shot it.
Say, wait a minute. Maybe this is the galloping ghost from Glen Raven or whatever his name was in the flesh. Remember those sounds?
Yeah. Is that the way a gorilla sounds?
I'm not much of a Tarzan, but could be. So, the butler of the guy we saw there was murdered by an ape. I wonder.
What are you going to do?
Try to sell the boss a bill of goods.
Don't you want me to go
No,
along?
honey, you stay right there. Say, maybe you're my lucky number.
Randall come yet?
No, are you expecting him?
Yes. I got it, Agatha. I got it.
What?
The fluid. The spinal fluid.
Does he know you've got it?
Yes. That's why I expected him.
But he said he wouldn't.
He didn't get it. I did. He is going to make the injection. If he refuses, I kill him.
James.
I mean just what I said. Dr. Randall in. Tell him he's wanted in surgery.
For 2 million years in these subterranean caves, a creature of superhuman evil was entombed in a wall of ice, waiting to be free, waiting to live again. Travel with us on a journey into a world where nightmare becomes reality.
Are you telling me that an ape that lived 2 million years ago got onto that crate, killed the baggage man and put him in there?
Yes, I am. It's alive. It must be.
Travel with us, if you dare, on the Horror Express.
We'll search the train and find it, whatever it is, and destroy it. But if it's alive...
I want this kept quiet. I don't want to panic the passengers.
The malignant power of this creature is indestructible, transferring its force from mind to mind, from body to body.
Beast is not dead. I put 4 bullets into him.
You think evil can be killed with bullets? Satan lives.
The animal that you shot was only the host
It's alive. In someone on this train.
You saw his eyes! One look at them and you're dead!
Anything that moves near that door, kill it!
Run. Run for your life. Hide, but you can't escape. No one can stop the fury and the terror of the Horror Express.
Introducing Dr. William J. Bryan, the first medical doctor in the United States to specialize in the practice of hypnotism.
In 1960, I was consulted regarding a tragic case of a triple murderer who strangled his victims immediately after viewing the movie Psycho. His fascinating analysis under hypnosis, now a matter of record in my book, came to the attention of the producers of Dementia 13, who asked me to devise a method of preventing a recurrence of this tragedy.
You will be given a test prepared by Dr. Bryan to determine your ability to withstand shock. Those unable to pass this test will not be admitted to the theater. In this old castle, death is the youngest thing alive, for it is born and reborn 13 times, each time from a different dementia. A miasma of madness hides the one who delivers death, one who walks with silent tread and strikes with ruthless force. Is it the mother, demented by grief, or the attentive daughter-in-law, whose voice is soothingly hypnotic?
She'll tell me. I promise you.
Is it the son, who with fire creates beauty? Or the doctor who can cure and kill? Or perhaps the new bride, tortured by the ever-present nearness of death? Know the frenzy of a wedding night, in which a marriage is consummated in a passion of terror. You too will be mesmerized by a world that cannot be, but is. The movements of the static startles the wisest of birds. The mystery of the enigmatic leads to a strange rendezvous. An attempted escape, a meeting with terror.
So Dr. Brewster has found some spinal fluid in the spine of that old butler who happened to be using it at the time. Well, Dr. Brewster's getting pretty desperate. I imagine all that fur is starting to itch pretty badly. And now let's return to the Ape Man.
Sounds kind of wacky to me, but go ahead if you want to. Thanks. Taking Billy Mason with you? Oh, no. I might have to do some second story work, and she might get a run in her stocking.
Jim, do you realize what you've done?
Yes, yes. What about it? I've got it, and I have a chance to be cured. That's more important.
Even if it cost a man his life?
Yes, it's my life I'm thinking about. But we're wasting time. Look, everything is ready for you to make the injection. Come, don't let's argue.
Jim, I lied to the police to save you yesterday and made myself almost as guilty as you are. But I won't incriminate myself any further. I'm through. Oh, no, you're not. Threats will do you no good. If necessary, I'll go to the police and tell them the whole story.
You'll do as James says. Go on, hurry.
Ready, Doctor?
George, it works. Look, I can stand up straight.
Do you suffer from lower back pain brought on by spinatus semiosis, more commonly known as gorilla back? Is it a painful chore just getting out of your cage some mornings? Do you avoid people on the street because you're embarrassed by your bad posture? You know what you need for fast relief.
I must have human spinal fluid injected into me.
Yes, but murder is time-consuming and illegal in most states. That's why we here at Blood-Rah Labs have developed Spinarect. And no, it's not what you think. Spinarect brand human spinal fluid comes in these easy-to-use single-dose syringes. Just insert it where it needs to be inserted, squeeze the patented big red rubber bulb, and you can feel relief crawl up your spine immediately.
George, it works. Look, I can stand up straight.
Spinarect side effects include thick Hungarian accent, severe stereotyping, and an irresistible urge to chew scenery.
Show her. What is that?
That's just it. We don't know.
Did you see that? It moved.
Let's see if we can't get to the bottom of what really happened to you.
And what are you supposed to be?
So, what is going on?
As far as I can tell, all-out space plant zombie attack.
where His Excellency, the Governor, is speaking from the Executive Mansion. Further, I have, in conjunction with the federal government, declared this state to be a disaster area.
I was sent to keep you here until they come.
To kill me.
Vampires, alive among the lifeless, that make the night hideous with their inhuman cravings. If they are not destroyed in the flaming pits of hellfire, or staked to the ground in the light of the sun, will the unbelievable become real? A world of inanimate zombies by day, irresistible, horrifying attackers by night. Can a zombie woman's hunger for love repopulate the earth?
Just that old pest of a newspaper man again, Miss Brewster.
I thought you said you'd phone before coming back.
I did. But your phone seemed to be always busy. Or out of order, maybe. Have you tried your phone lately? It could be, you know. Oh, those things get out of order. Funny thing, I know a fellow that had a telephone that was always out of order. Well, shall we go in with the galloping ghost?
You haven't given me much time to go over my notes, Mr. Carter.
Oh, I'm not hearing that ghost business.
No?
No, my boss is saving that story for a Sunday edition. But he does want me to work on your brother's case. Has the police got anything definite to report?
No, he's completely disappeared. I don't understand it myself. It's dreadful.
Yeah, suppose work had anything to do with it? Nervous breakdown or amnesia? Anything like that?
I don't know. I was in Europe, as you know. I haven't seen him in over a year.
But his work was difficult, wasn't it? Seems to me I heard something about his terrific experiments.
Yes, he has a very scientific mind.
Yeah, just like my uncle. His house was always full of guinea pigs and rats, even monkeys. Big ones, too. Scared the daylights out of my aunt.
So?
Yeah, one day she just up and left them. And I don't blame her. Just imagine that door right now and coming face to face with a gorilla. Oh, but I suppose you're used to that sort of thing. I understand that your brother did a lot of work on gorillas and apes. Didn't he?
I wouldn't know. He never discussed those things with me.
Well, I guess you can't be any help to me. I'll just have to dig up what I can for myself. Thanks. Oh, by the way, Miss Brewster, did your brother have a laboratory here in the house where he worked?
Not that I know of.
Okay, I thought maybe I'd find something there that might give me a lead. Well, thanks and goodbye.
Goodbye, Mr. Carter. A very clever young man, that.
Yes, I heard.
George, do you think the fluid will cure James completely and permanently?
I don't know. But it's useless for him to look to me for any more help. I warn you, I'll go to the police first.
There have been 3 murders committed in this precinct, and not one single suspect brought in. Where'd that put us? Right on the spot.
They all look like they were committed by the same person, Captain. Outside of that, we haven't got a single thing to go on.
Not a thing, Cap.
I suppose you expect the killer to come in and give himself up, huh? Now listen. Get out and get that guy. Or I'll transfer you so far back in the sticks, the bears will be chasing you up the trees. Come on now, get out. Get out.
Comfortable?
Well, hello, stranger. Where have you been all week? I thought your draft board had caught up with you.
I've been parked in the bushes outside the Brewster home so long I nearly took root.
Waiting for the galloping ghost to go by?
No, I've got a hunch there's something screwier than ghosts in that joint.
Well, why didn't you let me in on it?
Because if my hunch is correct, there's no place for a babe in the woods like you. Oh, by the way, if you need any more bobby pins, you'll find mine in the second drawer.
Thanks.
We got plenty of it this time. Plenty.
But George, it's his only chance to become...
Absolutely no. And don't call me again. The police have been here several times this week. They may trace the call.
Well, what did he say? How soon will he be here?
He's not coming.
He's not coming.
That's what he said.
But he must. The food is all ready. It won't keep. Go. Tell him that, quick.
It won't do any good. He won't do it.
He won't do it. He won't do it, huh? All right. Yes. It doesn't matter.
James, what are you going to do?
If he won't come here, I'm going to him.
But you mustn't. The police are watching him.
I don't care. I'm going.
James, please.
Leave me alone.
They'll kill you.
Let me go. Let me go.
Graveyard late at night and seen a coffin open.
Have you ever thought what it would be like to see a person's head amputated?
Think of things so horrible that the human mind cannot imagine them.
See all this and more when you see on stage, in person,
that crazy mixed up Dr. Evil and his terrors of the unknown.
Unlike anything that you ever seen or heard of in the past.
Hideous creatures from beyond the grave leave the stage and grab girls right out of their seats.
Girls, do not come alone. Bring your boyfriend to protect you when the lights go out.
You may find a live snake or rat under your seat.
A real dead body is given away to some lucky person at every performance.
Also, in person,
the Mummy and King Kong, famous Hollywood gorilla, real and alive.
Plus, on the screen, 2 horrific motion pictures.
Dr. Evil and his terrors of the unknown.
Plus 2 horrific pictures.
Everyone has a secret nightmare about the ugliest way to die. Whatever yours may be, now it lives.
What are you yelling about?
Little people!
If you take them in, you'll be taken in. Because there is no way to survive the devil times 5.
What about those kids?
You gotta be kidding.
Whatever you think they are, they're not. Whatever you think they won't do, they will.
What are they?
They're piranha.
You mean you feed those little babies to those big ugly things?
Here, you want to feed them?
Not since Village of the Damned has death become so brutal or survival so hopeless.
Just like a blackjack! Leave her alone! Leave her alone!
One by one. Body by body. Death will come in its most dreaded form. They bring their own omen. And it is written in blood. The devil times 5
leaves nobody alive.
Oh, it's you. Yeah. Were you expecting someone else?
No. No, that is, come in.
A little touch up on the hair, a new pair of lips, and you're as good as new.
Where are you going?
Back to my listening post.
Roosters?
Uh-huh.
Can I go with you?
Uh-uh.
Well, why not?
No place for little girls. There's too many snakes, frogs, and lizards. Big ones. Big as alligators. And besides, if I have to run, I don't want to wait for you. Oh, don't wait up for me.
We're no nearer to the killer than we were before. Yes. All right, we're coming in. Come on, Jim. Good night, Doc. Good night, gentlemen. Good night. All right, let's go. No, I've got a hunch he's expecting somebody. Let's wait around and see.
I could kill you before they got here, so be careful. It's here, George. Plenty of it. Look, it's enough for half a dozen injections. This time it can't fail. Come on, hurry. You're going to do it, you hear me? All right. Good. Here.
Leg broken.
George, quick, he's going to... Oh.
Who's going to what?
Oh. Jeff, please wake up. Jeff, talk to me. Billy, can't you hear me? Talk to me, Jeff. Jeff. Oh! Oh! Oh, help! Help!
It's that time, my lords and ladies. Assume the position and open your minds wide. It's time for your cranial cavity search. Yes, my lords and ladies, the cranial cavity search. Here's a chance for you great geeks out there to prove your geek cred by showing what you know. And tonight's cranial cavity search question is: Willis O'Brien, the special effects master behind the 1933 classic King Kong, began design work on a sequel to King Kong that was never produced. What was the title of this never produced sequel to King Kong? A. King Kong's Revenge. B. Abbott and Costello meet King Kong. C. King Kong versus Frankenstein. Or D. King Kong against the Martians. My lords and ladies, search your mind, not the internet, while we go away to these commercials that will try to baffle and confuse you.
Mansion deep in a dismal swampland, a scientist crazed by his lust for revenge prepares the last detail of a diabolical death plan.
A few moments ago, Pedro was a man, a harmless, good-natured man. Look at him now. He's no longer human. He's a wolf, snarling, ferocious, lusting for the kill.
The beast strikes swiftly, the first of 4 violent, fiendish murders. Into this crime-ridden situation, a reporter finds the biggest story of his career.
This would make a gory enough story for your paper?
This is more than just a story to me. He was my friend.
Joined by the girl he loves, these two follow the gruesome trail of the mad monster. Every lead proves false. Then, one night, a strange, ominous power draws this girl to a rendezvous with death.
And the answer to tonight's cranial cavity search question: what was the name of the King Kong sequel that was never produced? It was C. King Kong versus Frankenstein. Now, that may sound a little ridiculous, but this Frankenstein monster would have been just as tall as King Kong, made out of animal parts, and covered in elephant hide. By the way, this idea bounced around Hollywood for quite a few years, until it finally bounced all the way over to Japan, where it was finally produced as King Kong versus Godzilla. And now, my lords and ladies, on to the conclusion of the Ape Man, where we may finally find out who that strange man is in the weird hat who keeps peeping through windows and interfering with everything.
Baby, give me the place. Yeah. Hurry up.
You came to Randall to warn him about someone. Now, who was it? Brian speaking. What? Okay. Get over to the Brewster home as quick as you can. There's trouble over there. Take her with you. Come on, lady. Come on, hurry up.
Up at the back. Come on.
You took her down in there and I can't open that thing. She knows how it works. Come on, make her open it up, quick!
All right, open it up.
Look, Jeff!
I want to put you over my knee and paddle you good.
Don't be a chump.
Hey, what are you doing in my car? Who are you, anyway?
Me? Oh, I'm the author of the story. Screwy idea, wasn't it?
Oh, sure, the story's screwy, but the movie is fun. You know, this movie was produced by Monogram Pictures. That's one of the so-called Poverty Row production houses. Those were smaller production companies that made low-budget B movies from the 30s through the 50s. After Bela Lugosi's big hit in Dracula, shortly after that, the only work he could get was in Poverty Row Pictures. No matter how ludicrous the story or how bad the production, Bela Lugosi always gave it his best. Here's to you, Bela. Well, my lords and ladies, I want to thank you all for watching. I want to invite you all back again next week when we'll do whatever this is all over again. As always, I am Lord Blood-Rah saying, geek out.